I wake up every day is a daydream. Everything in my life ain't what it seems. I wake up just to go back to sleep. I act real shallow but I'm in too deep. And all I care about is sex and violence. A heavy bassline is my kind of silence. Everybody says that I gotta get a grip, but I let sanity give me the slip. Some people think I'm bonkers, but I just think I'm free. Man, I'm just living my life, there's nothing crazy about me. Some people pay for thrills, but I get mine for free. Man, I'm just living my life, there's nothing crazy about me.
Bonkers.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. I know it's bright, it's early, but we're getting after it because we got action across the pond. We got plenty of EPL to talk about this Saturday AM. We're going to get into Sunday's EPL slate as well, along with a full slate of MLS later today and the Leagues Cup final happening tomorrow between Inter Miami and the Seattle Sounders. Welcome, everybody. This is 90 Minutes to Glory. I am your host, Nate Hornung, better known as Shaggy Betts. This is our new soccer show. It's been a long time coming, people. We needed a soccer show for a while here on the Betting News Network, and we finally got one Saturday mornings, 90 Minutes to Glory with your boy right here. Now, I get Saturday is exciting for college football. Week 1 is getting ready to go. And if you're here for the football bets, you're here for the MLB bets, the WNBA bets, whatever it may be, 1 hour. Give me 1 hour to talk about soccer. Then we're going to get into the afternoon Betspresso talking about all the rest of the sports happenings over the weekend. But we needed 1 hour. We needed one show bright and early just for soccer. So here it is. This is 90 Minutes to Glory with Nate Hornung, part of the Betting News Network, powered by our lovely sponsors, as always, at Bet Online. They got the sharpest odds in all of the markets. Get some funds in your account by clicking that QR code right there. Because like I said, we got a lot to discuss. We got Saturday EPL to get through. We got matches starting in about 27 minutes. We're going to get into a few picks for Saturday again, as well as talking about Sunday's card, MLS on Saturday, Leagues Cup final. This is your one-stop shop for all your soccer needs. So let's get into it, people. That's about all I've got housekeeping-wise. Again, if you're here for the other sports, don't go anywhere. 1 hour, the boys will be here to talk everything MLB, WNBA, and college football. Now, I have plenty of college football stuff out there already. You can check all my scribbles out at bettingnews.com or on my Twitter at Shaggy_bets. But we got to get into the soccer. We got to get into the pitch because, we already had a game across the pond. All right. The EPL, they get started bright and early, 6:30 Central kickoff as Chelsea is officially taking down Fulham right now. Good morning, everybody. We're starting early because we got matches in 26 minutes. 3 matches, I believe, 3 matches on the 9 o'clock slate. 4, actually. 4 matches on this 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern match slate. Chelsea officially, is it over yet? Yes, Chelsea officially pulls out the win 2-0 over Fulham. I guess there's still some kicks to be had in that one, but we got action in the 9 o'clock. So we're gonna just get right into it. All right, we're not gonna beat around the bush. I want everybody pour up your coffee. Almost just dumped that on myself. That's the way it goes. Bright and early, 90 minutes to glory. Let's get into it. Let's start with today. We'll start with today, obviously. Let me figure out my graphics over here. And we're going to start with today because we've got 2 bets on the 9 o'clock slates and one in the 11:30 later game as well. Let me pull up my notes. Sorry, Chad. It's a lot doing this all on our own. Actually, all right, I'm gonna flex a little. All right, we got 25 minutes. We're going to flex a little. All right, here's the EPL record so far. 2 weekends in, we're 7-6-1 overall, and we lost a little bit. Lost about 0.21 units. That's okay. It's okay because, as you can see, the correct score props have really saved our behind. 4-10 on those correct score props, plus 1.7 units. The average line is nearly 10-1 on those correct score props. So we're gonna try and keep those going. All right, 30%. That's a little high to hit all season long. If we can hit probably a quarter of those, we'll be more than happy. But right now, correct score props keeping us alive. So let's just get right into it. Let's keep it going, and we'll talk Saturday's EPL starting here in 24 minutes. We are backing Tottenham. All right, I'm backing Tottenham, the Hotspurs, at home today, hosting AFC Bournemouth. Now, Tottenham, they're off to a high-flying start, and I am certainly not one to deny them from that. I don't think they're going to slow down either. For starters, they have failed to beat this AFC Bournemouth team the last 2 competitive matches last year in the EPL. They lost 1-0 to Bournemouth on the road and then drew with them 2-2 at home back in March. So have not beaten this team in a little bit. They should have this one circled. They're off to a high-flying start, like I said, 2-0 in league play so far. They beat Burnley 3-0 at home. And they're coming off a phenomenal shutout of Manchester City on the road, actually, at the Etihad. They upset Man City 2-0. Now, the Spurs did just sign Xavi Simons coming over from RB Leipzig, the Dutch attacking midfielder. I think that's a great signing. He immediately boosts an offense that you thought you were going to need to boost once Son left for the MLS. But the offense is really doing fine. So adding Simons is just going to elevate this offense to another level. I think Tottenham has solidified themselves as a force to be reckoned with in this league. Are they going to be competing for the title like Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City? Maybe. I think it's a little too early to tell. Probably not. But I think they'll definitely be in contention for one of those 5 UCL spots. Definitely should be in the top 6 of this league. And that starts with a win tonight. Now, that new signing, Xavi Simons, not going to be on the pitch today, but he's going to be on site. That's going to create a little palpable buzz in the stadium. There's excitement around Spurs soccer for the first time in a while. And again, this defense has really been phenomenal. They have yet to allow a goal in the EPL this season, allowing just 4 shots on target in each contest. Now, Bournemouth, they had a strong showing against Liverpool at Anfield and at Anfield, and they beat the Wolves at home last weekend. They are coming off the Carabao Cup lost to Brentford in the middle of the week. Perhaps they were looking ahead to this contest. But again, I think Tottenham has really solidified themselves as one of the top teams in this EPL this season. So I think they get an easy 3 points at home against an inferior club. If you are going to be one of those top teams in the league, you can't give up points. You can't let 3 points at home slip away from you. So I like Tottenham to go out and get this W. Minus 135 on the money line. I do think they get the job done 3-1 at plus 1,000 for you correct score. Sickos 3-1 Tottenham at 10-1 along with the money line. That one getting started here in about 22 minutes. Moving right along. Oh, did I put that? Ooh, gosh. No, so many typos. So many typos, Nate. You got to do a better job of looking out for that. All right, next up, we've got the Wolves and Everton. We're going under 2 3/4, under 2.75. Now, let me just explain a little Asian handicap to those who might not be aware. Big in soccer, the Asian handicap. I love doing this because you get better juice. Take away some juice off of a more expensive total per se, but under 2.75. What this means, we took our unit. 1 unit. We split it in half. We have a half unit on under 2.5 at minus 112. We also have half a unit at under 3 at minus 112. Now, under 3 by itself is like minus 150-ish, minus 155. Under 2.5 by itself is like plus 115, 120-ish probably. You can bet both of those individually if you would like. You split your unit however you want. I am simply just going to use this handicap to get better odds off of that 3. I'm okay with a double win here, a push and a loss. It's the way it goes, with I got you, Drip Too Easy. Don't you worry. So we got the under 3 and the under 2.5. We split our unit. We got minus 112 on both bets. So 3 total goals. We will push and lose. Walk away with a little loser. No worries. I got you, brother. Push and lose. If we end up at 3, if we end up just at 2, we win and win. Get it out of the way. So it does split our unit, gives us better odds on that bigger number. We're getting better odds on the under 3. But it really just splits the unit in half. You have bets on the under 3 and bets on the under 2.5. And that's just kind of how it goes for that's the best I can describe it, really. Splits the unit, under 3, under 2.5, best of both worlds at minus 112. Now, Wolverhampton, they've had a tough ride so far this season. They opened against Manchester City. They lost 4-0 at home. They followed it up by getting shut out against AFC Bournemouth on the road 1-0. Now, the Wolves have yet to score a goal in the EPL this season. However, they are coming off a 3-2 win over West Ham United in the Carabao Cup. On the other side of things, Everton, they have yet to allow a goal from the field. Everton lost their opening match to Leeds on the road from an 84th minute penalty. They followed that up by shutting out Brighton 2-0 at home, and then they just beat Mansfield Town 2-0 in the Carabao Cup as well. Everton's back line has been rock solid. They have a great keeper in Jordan Pickford, English national keeper. He has 6 saves in 2 matches so far this season. They've allowed just 6 shots on target from the field. The only goal they've allowed is that penalty kick from Leeds in the opening match. So against an offense like Wolves, I see the Everton back line being rock solid, not having any trouble, and definitely keeping this one under the 2.75, under 3. However you want to do. I do think Everton finds a low-scoring win. I think they will find a way to sneak this out. 1-0, 1-0 Everton at plus 650 is the correct score. But if you would like a full 90-minute sweat to sweat out that scoreless draw, 0-0 draw at plus 725, would not surprise me if neither team finds the back of the net in this matchup. So Everton Wolves under 2.75 starting here in about 18 minutes. Again, we're taking our one unit. We've got half of it on under 2.5 at minus 112 and half of it at under 3 at minus 112. Didn't want to pay the minus 150, minus 155 for the under 3 by itself. So we take that little Asian handicap, best of both worlds, split up our unit, and hopefully we walk away a winner. Now, I will admit it's tough when you do those Asian handicaps and you have either a win-win or a lose-push situation, which we technically do here. At 3 goals, we will lose and push, and we will lose a little bit. At 2 goals, we will win both bets. Typically, there are people who don't like betting the Asian handicaps if those are your 2 outcomes, but I'm okay with a push and a loss. We're not going to lose our full unit. We'll just lose a half if it does work out that way. But again, I see a scoreless draw. I don't see either team finding the back of the net. I think it should be very, very low scoring, staying well under the 2.75. Whew. Chat, 15 minutes in. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We are having some fun because those are the 2 Saturday games that start here in 20 minutes. We're going to be live sweating those in 16 minutes. 16 minutes, I will have those on the screen right there. We will be live sweating. As you can see, the boys behind me, locked in. Freddie right there, ready for some soccer. Not even lifting his head up when I say his name. That man is out. That boy is ready for his mid-morning nap. A lot of naps at the Shaggy household today because we got a full slate of soccer, full slate of week 1 college football, and a full slate of sports. Ladies and gentlemen, we got plenty of sports to chat about. So let's get into ain't that the truth, man? Look at that. Just right there. Unbothered. 8:44 in the morning, not paying rent. It's a good life. It's a good life Freddie lives. I got Scooby over there too. He's a little bit out of camera. You can't really see him at the moment, but don't worry. We'll have some dog cameos here shortly. Chat, thank you all for tuning in bright and early with me. I know Betspresso typically doesn't start for another 45 minutes, even longer. We've been flipping the schedule around, but Can't say this enough. We sincerely appreciate you guys tuning in as always. We would not be here without you guys. I can't express to you guys enough how grateful I am for all of you tuning in every day, allowing me to do this, because it's a dream come true. Hanging out with these guys all day. There he is. There's the man, Freddie. But giving you guys all the sports talk, I love doing it and wouldn't be here without you guys. So appreciate you tuning in as always. Waking up bright and early because we got 90 minutes to glory. 15 minutes till those games get started, but we've got one more EPL match we've got to get to. And I paid some juice on this one. I paid some juice on this one. As you can see, Leeds United plus the half. So we're taking the double chance here. Leeds United win or draw. That's our double chance. We have two chances to win at minus 138. Leeds United is going to be on the road against Newcastle tonight. And I will admit, this is more of hey, Troll God, you know the deal, baby. That's an early kickoff across the pond, man. All right. This is just a value play. Leeds at minus 138 for the double chance, I think, is too good to be true. I don't believe Newcastle should be this big of a favorite. Let's get into it. For starters, Leeds, historically, they've held their own against Newcastle. They've drawn in 3 of the last 5 contests. They've split the other 2 contests, and that includes a 2-1 Leeds win on the road in Newcastle. Now, Leeds, they just beat Everton on a PK in their first match, and they were destroyed by Arsenal on the road in their second matchup. I still think they're a solid ball club. I think they have exciting young talent, and I think they're going to be ready to go on the road against this team who's still kind of finding their legs this season. Newcastle's got a lot of issues. I don't want to call them issues, but Newcastle's dealing with some stuff off the pitch. All right, Alexander Isak, your stud, he does not want to be there anymore. That man is more than likely going to get moved in the next 3 days, no doubt about it. Before the transfer window closes, I bet Alexander Isak is off the field. Now, Newcastle will also be without their stud striker Anthony Gordon. He picked up a red card in the last match. He's produced 10 shots in just 1.5 matches this season. Does that mean we see Isak on the pitch? No, it does not. Alexander Isak is not going to suit up in a Newcastle uniform for the rest of his life. He is getting moved in the next couple of days. They're not going to put him on the pitch. They have bigger clubs reaching out, trying to get this guy. So Liverpool will probably be the landing spot for Alexander Isak. If I had to guess, I haven't been too in tune with what's going on with that transfer news since they signed Gyökeres and Easy for that matter. But Isak likely gone. Gyökeres and Easy, that's Arsenal. Excuse me. Regardless, Isak gone. Not going to be on the pitch for Newcastle. I like Leeds. I think they're exciting. I think for minus 140 on the road for the double chance is definitely worth a shot. This club was in the top league just a couple of years ago, so they have players that have Premier League experience. And I think Newcastle is so focused on getting that Alexander Isak deal done. They salvaged a draw against Aston Villa, but they lost at home to Liverpool. Sure, they played very, very well with 10 men for the second half of that game. But they still allowed a goal in the final kicks of the match to let Liverpool slip away with the win. I think Newcastle's got bigger fish to fry. I think Leeds United at on the double chance at minus 138 is, again, just a value play. I am not afraid of paying juice on those double chance. If you've been following me all season, you know on these double chance bets, we will bet minus 150. We will bet plus 120. It really doesn't matter for that double chance market. The prices can range, and there's still going to be value there. At minus 138, Leeds United for the double chance is certainly worth a play. What's up, Shaggy? What's up, Tukey? Not a soccer guy, but you got a lot of info on it, so I'm going to try it out today. Hey, Tukey, come along for the ride, brother. Come along for the ride. Soccer was my first love. No doubt about it. It's what I grew up playing back in the day. I actually worked in the professional soccer industry before getting into sports media here with Betting News. So big soccer guy here. All right, big soccer guy. And look, I love football. I love other sports too, but there is nothing better starting your Saturday morning, Saturday football day with some winners across the pond, let me tell you. And hopefully we're going to get a couple of those in 10 minutes because we got Tottenham on the money line, Everton and Wolves looking at that under, and then Leeds United on the double chance line. Whew. That's a lot to cover, people. That's a lot to cover. That's Saturday EPL. All right, that's the Saturday EPL scribbles. You can check those out at bettingnews.com right here. Oh, not there. Oh, one more. Here we go. Boom. Right there. There's the soccer scribbles for today. I will have stuff out for tomorrow's EPL, as well as today's MLS, as well as Sunday's Leagues Cup final as well. Oh, we still got Sunday, Trill God. Don't you worry. We still got Sunday. Should we get into Sunday? Should we stick with the EPL, or do you want today's MLS first? I'll let you guys decide. Do we want Sunday's EPL? Should we just stick with the European side, or should we get into the American side of things with the MLS? I got both. Para no las dos. We can do both. Oh, boy. Today's MLS. There it is. Trill God, let's get into it. Let's talk today's MLS. I've got three picks in two matches in the MLS today. Pretty big slate though. There's 2, 4, 8, 10 MLS matches today. So maybe not quite what we're used to with the 13 game Saturday slates and not what, but the Leagues Cup final is on Sunday as well. So a couple of teams holding out, but MLS, we got picks today. These are all going to be later this evening. Looking at, what do we got? 7:30 kicks, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Central kickoffs. A little bit later for you on the East Coast, but we'll get into it. Just two games that I'm targeting today in the MLS. And we're taking a couple of home favorites. A lot of push potential. Taking these spreads as well. So let's just get into it. New York City FC. We're taking them -1 at -114 today at Yankee Stadium, hosting DC United. DC United, they're at the bottom of the Eastern Conference for good reason. Just not a good soccer club this year. Not a good soccer club this year. Now these two teams already played to a 0-0 draw earlier this year, but New York City FC, they have been red freaking hot. They have three straight wins in the MLS. They're also unbeaten in their last 5 MLS matches, 4 wins and 1 draw in their last 5 MLS matches. Overall, though, New York City FC in their last 10, 7-1-2, just 2 losses, 7 overall wins in their last 10 competitive matches. That includes some Leagues Cup games as well. But they host the worst team in the league, DC United, the bottom of the Eastern Conference, giving up 1.89 goals per game. That's the worst in the East, 3rd worst in the entire MLS. That number inflates over 2.14 goals allowed per match on the road. So DC United on the road, they're backline Swiss cheese. They let anyone score. New York City FC, they've been scoring at will recently. They score 1.42 goals per game already this season. That number inflates to 1.75 at home. I see New York City covering this number. -1, no problem. Again, we get push potential there. If it's a 1-0 win, we're going to walk away with a push. But as you can see, I've also sprinkled on New York City on the money line and both teams to score no. So New York City FC to win in shutout fashion at +200, just a half unit sprinkle there for me. But I do see New York City getting the job done 2-0. 2-0 +725 is the correct score prediction as well. This is a team you already should have beat them on the road. New York City knows they are the much better team compared to DC United. Went to DC, played to a scoreless draw. Yes, DC, they escaped with a point, and you kind of let them. But now at home, when you're at a much better spot. New York City really pushing for playoff potential in the Eastern Conference. DC, again, just the bottom of the freaking table. They've allowed 53 goals this year. I believe it's just bad news for those in DC. So, sorry, I'm watching Freddie. He's settling back down there. Where's he going? Oh yeah, he's long boy. Now you just get Freddie's butt right there, just above my shoulder. Oh, there he is, Freddie butt, right there. New York City, yep, they're a solid team. Trogon, I think they just handle business at home. You're getting an inferior team coming into town. You are light years ahead of them overall, but especially at home compared to them on the road. So DC, again, allowing over 2 goals on the road. New York City nearly scoring 2 goals at home, scoring over math, almost a half goal more at home than overall. So I see New York City handling business, taking care of it at Yankee Stadium. -1, we get push potential there, but on the money line and both teams to score no. At 2-1, I think New York City gets the job done in shutout fashion. And then, as you can see, we are also taking Nashville. Same scenario, kind of the same thinking, to be honest. But we're taking Nashville -1 at -110. They drew with Atlanta earlier in the year, 1-1. But now they host. Nashville is playing in Music City at Geodis Park. They're the number 3 team in the East, hosting the number 14 team in the West. This is just David versus Goliath. Padge, earmuffs, brother. I'm sorry. Atlanta United is getting rolled today in Nashville because in Nashville, they're just a cheat code at home. Atlanta, they allow 1.81 goals per game. Nashville scoring pretty much that number, 1.75. But at home, this is the kicker, ladies and gentlemen. At home, at Geodis Park this year, Nashville, they are 10-3-1. That's 10 wins, 3 draws, just 1 loss. They have 7 shutouts, and they are outscoring their opponents 30-11 in those 14 matches. 14 matches at home for Nashville. 10 wins, just 1 loss. Half of them have been shutouts, and they're outscoring opponents 30-11. That's over 2 goals per game for Nashville at home, less than a goal per game for their opponent when they come to town. Nashville is just dominant at home. -1, -110 seems way too good to be true. Again, we get push potential here, but I see Nashville just unloading on Atlanta, who don't have a road win all year. Yes, they've gone on the road and drawn. That would screw us today. But Nashville, rock freaking solid at home. So dominant at home as well. 10-3-1. I believe that's the best home record in the MLS. Maybe the Seattle Sounders, I think, are maybe the only unbeaten team at home this year. But Nashville in that new stadium in Geodis Park, they're going to get the job done. -1, -110 seems too good to be true. But we're doing the same thing with New York City FC. Take the home teams to get the job done at home against a very, 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 did I stress that enough? Very, very, very inferior opponent. DC United, Atlanta United, not good soccer clubs this year. Plain and simple. I'm sorry, Padge. It's just the way it is. You guys got football, though. All right, go Dogs. I got some beans on the Dogs to be undefeated this year, plus 550. Oh, boy, 12 wins. It's going to be a lot. All right, let me turn on the Peacock. All right, we need to turn on the Peacock because we got matches starting right meow. Let me flip those on the screen for you. Right meow. Tottenham, Everton, Wolves, all getting started right now. So I gotta live sweat them out. You guys are gonna see me crash and burn if Bournemouth ends up scoring a goal early. But that's part of the fun, right? Part of the fun. 9 a.m. sweats. Whew. Let's get after it, people. Like I said, I will say this all season long. All season long. Nothing better. Starting your college football Saturdays with a winner across the pond. And even if it's a loser across the pond, you get it out of the way early, right? Get the loser out of the way. Focus in for the rest of the day. That's what we got. That's what we got. Amen. Tottenham on the Peacock. We got to love it. Got to love having, 17,000 different subscription services just to watch all the sports we want to watch. Because, I mean, Chelsea was on essentially cable today. I was watching Chelsea on YouTube TV. I got to flip over to freaking Peacock for Tottenham. I can't watch Everton. I can't figure out a split screen on Peacock. They won't let me do that. Maybe I'm just dumb. That might just be me dumb. If anyone knows how to get a split screen on some EPL on Peacock, please let me know. Oh, multi-view. I'm dumb. It's right here. Multi-view. Found it. Here we go. I don't really care about the Man U game, but I guess I'll watch them all. All right, we got them. We're sweating them out. Wolves, Everton, no goals. No goals. And then Tottenham, get the job done. Bay the juice. Don't be afraid. Hi, Colby. Happy Saturday. Yeah, Trill God, I just kept scrolling over. There was like a match week multi-view is what they gave us. Unfortunately, I have to watch Man United and Burnley. They're not giving me just the two that I want. They're giving me all three. It is what it is. You know, can't be complaining, right? Colby made it. Minus 150. The man did not sleep in. He is here. And the sweats are live, Colby. It's a sweaty Saturday morning already. We got Tottenham just kicking off. Everton and the Wolves kicking off as well. Leeds United, double chance. Still time to lock that one in. That one's here in a couple hours. And we already discussed the MLS as well. We're taking New York City, -1. We're taking New York City in shutout fashion. And we're taking Nashville, the boys in Music City, -1 as well. Plenty of push potential on both of those home favorites to get the job done. The price is right. You know the drill. Who's the team playing against Burley? Hey, don't know who that is, Troll God. They don't deserve me to say their name. No idea who they are. All right, let's get into Sunday. We got to talk about Sunday because we've got Sunday EPL, number 1. Sunday EPL to discuss. Number 2, we got Leagues Cup Final. The Leagues Cup Final is happening between Inter Miami and Seattle, and I've had a tough time figuring out what the hell is going to happen in that game because every fiber in my body says Messi and Inter Miami are going to lift that trophy. Whether that's tinfoil hat thinking, whether that's Inter Miami just showing up with all of their studs, I don't know. But every fiber in my body thinks Inter Miami lifts that trophy. I have not booked anything yet. We are going to continue to monitor because they're a big underdog, to be honest with you. Seattle is a huge favorite in that Leagues Cup Final. I'm just going to get into that right now. We're just going to talk Leagues Cup. And I know there's a third place game that matters. The third place game does matter because the top 3 in this tournament automatically qualify for the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So that third place game between the LA Galaxy and Orlando City, it is going to matter. I will probably not have any beans on there. I will lean with the LA Galaxy looking at the odds right now, plus 103 on the pick'em line at BetOnline currently. The Galaxy have nothing else to play for this soccer season besides a third cup finish in the Leagues Cup. That's why I was hesitant on taking Seattle in the semifinal, just because I thought from a motivation standpoint, I think the Galaxy, again, they're at the bottom of the Western Conference. They're not getting into the MLS playoffs. They're not getting into any in-season competition so far. So their only shot at the CONCACAF Champions Cup would be a third place finish, a win over Orlando City in this Leagues Cup. That thinking didn't work out in the semifinal. I thankfully went with Seattle because I thought they were just the better team. Let's just back the better team, and it worked out. Seattle got the job done. True God, I am with you. Seattle is everything points to Seattle. Okay, Seattle is the better team. They have the better players. They're in better form in my mind. But tinfoil hat with Inter Miami. FIFA loves Messi. FIFA loves Inter Miami. They're going to do anything they can to get those guys the trophy. So, it's tough. It's tough. Like I said, I see it both ways. If I'm betting this Leagues Cup final, and I am turning off the conspiracy part of my brain. Just stats, soccer, who's in better form. It's the Sounders. By far, easily, no doubt about it. Because, I mean, looking at Inter Miami, they were down 1-0 at halftime in the semifinals. Messi got a penalty. Messi got another goal, and then they scored another cheap one to win 3-1. But was there some interesting happenings down the stretch there that all happened in Miami's favor? Yes, they did. Absolutely. To a team that they had already lost to twice this year. But they were a huge favorite. You know why? Because FIFA knew they were going to advance Miami to the final. Same thing in the quarterfinal against Tigres. I'm still not over this because I had Tigres on the money line. Inter Miami needs 2 penalty kicks, 2 questionable penalty kicks at that, to get by Tigres. They can't score from the field. Javier Mascherano is ejected, is still in the stands talking to his assistant coaches via cell phone. That's not legal, FIFA. That's not legal. You can't do that. But he didn't get in trouble. There has been no sanctions, no punishment on Miami. In fact, Miami just trotted their way into the Leagues Cup final. I've got to imagine they are going to do anything in their power to hand that team the trophy. Bournemouth already scored. Five minutes into the match. Nobody let me know. I'm just ranting about conspiracy theories in Inter Miami. And AFC Bournemouth already found the back of the net. Oh. All right, Tottenham. Figure it out. Figure it out. What the hell happened? This is why you cannot look away from the TV when you're watching soccer, because we all know it's 90 minutes. It's a long time to pay attention to. But you look down for 2 seconds and you miss all of the action. They're in the 6th minute. It's already 1-0 Bournemouth. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. Nothing. That's okay. It is what it is. Tottenham, turn it around. All right. Well, there's some ranting about the Leagues Cup final. I am probably going to back Inter Miami. I feel like I just have to. That's a pretty sexy goal. I'm not gonna lie. And Everton scored too. Holy no! This is not going well, people. First episode, 90 minutes to glory. The 9 o'clock sweats. Not going well so far. Everton goal 7 minutes into the match. Burnley on top as well. So much for that scoreless draw I was talking about in Everton Wolverhampton. All well, we're still sweating out 1-0 Everton is the real correct score. That was a pretty nice finish as well. Got to give credit where credit's due. Was he on? Ooh, I think. Are they going to look at this? I think Grealish is offsides, to be honest with you. That one might get turned around. George Best to score. Probably is it what, 1940? Is it 1940? Is that when he was around? It's been a while. All right. We're going to root for VAR to take this goal away, which by the looks at, that's exactly what's going on. We're going to root for Tottenham to figure things out and get their stuff together. And we're going to get into Sunday's EPL. Let's talk about Sunday EPL because Saturday's off to not the hottest start. He is onside by, I think, like the fingertips. The Wolves defender, yep, they counted it. It's a goal. All right. We need Everton, Wolves. No, nothing else. Nothing else happened. And Tottenham turning on. Let's talk about Sunday. We're already done with Saturday. Let's talk about Sunday. Where's my little Sunday chart? Here it is. All right, Sunday's EPL. Let's get into it. We are going to start things off with Manchester City. Now, Manchester City are coming off a very embarrassing loss. Man City looked rock solid against Wolves in their opener on the road, as expected. We had Man City minus 1.5, cashed with ease, won 4-0. It looked like Man City was back to their old ways. Then they go to their home opener, and they face Tottenham, who takes it to them, lights them up, beats them 2-0 at home. And I find myself, thinking, hey, is this is this what Man City's going to be? Are they just going to be up and down? Are they not back to the Man City that we know and love from the years past? I think they're going to be all right. I know they are on the road against Brighton, a team who's had their number recently. But this price is just too good to pass up. So we're taking Man City on the money line, minus 110. They have not beaten Brighton in 2 matches. Did not beat Brighton last season, coming off a loss to Tottenham. Now, Brighton drew with Fulham 1-1 in their opening match. They lost to Everton 2-0. Brighton has not scored from the field so far this season. They're 1 goal coming from a penalty kick against Fulham. This is a game that Man City just refocuses, regroups. Let's get a win. Man City is clearly the better team compared to Brighton. I know that they're on the road, but they already showed that they can take down an inferior opponent on the road. They did not show that they could take down a tougher opponent at home. We're back on the road. I think Man City is going to be just fine. Minus 110 is just a ludicrous price. Way too good to pass up on the road against Brighton. I don't care if Man City plays their JV roster. I don't care if they play their C team roster. Minus 110 for Man City on the money line is a go. 100%. Twice on Sundays. No doubt about it. Don't need to think about it. We're just locking it in. So, Man City on the money line, minus 110. That's for Sunday. That is a 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern start time on Peacock. You gotta love it. But that's what we're getting started with early Sunday morning. Now, we got 2 more bets on there. I'm going to skip over that Arsenal one because that's the game everybody wants to talk about, Arsenal and Liverpool. As you can see, though, I am on Arsenal on the double chance line at minus 137. We'll get into that here in a sec because I got to talk about Palace. All right, Crystal Palace. We're also taking them on the double chance line plus a half at plus 101. Again, plus a half. Same thing as double chance. We need a draw or we need a win. Either one, we cash. Plus that half at the end. It'll get the job done. Now, plus 101 for Crystal Palace on this double chance line. I have been utterly unimpressed with Villa this season. I know we're only 2 matches into the year, but they have not scored in 3 straight EPL matches, actually dating back to last year. They've been shut out 3 straight times. Palace looks fine without Iberici Eze. He moved over to Arsenal, and I was worried. Personally, I was worried about Palace's offensive production. I was looking for them to struggle to score, struggle to create chances. That really hasn't been the case. They have 2 draws in league play so far. They, were able to find the net against Nottingham Forest. They played to a draw against Chelsea on the road. So without Eze in the lineup, Palace is competent. And historically, they have Aston Villa's number. In their last 5 matches against Aston Villa, Crystal Palace is actually 4-1-0, 4 outright wins, 1 draw, 0 losses to Aston Villa in their last 5 matches. They've outscored Villa 7-1 in those last 2. They've outscored them 11-4 in 4 competitions last season, and they've been outscoring them 16-4, in their last 5 matches overall against Villa. Palace is in good form. I've been impressed with the way they've been playing so far this season. Again, especially with that departure of Iberici Eze. As for Villa, I think they are still trying to find their groove. So I will be taking Crystal Palace to earn at least a point. Let me look at these correct scores. I think Palace get the job done 1-0 at 10-1 plus 1,000 on Palace 1-0, or we see a 1-1 draw at plus 575 if Villa is able to find the back of the net. But I like Crystal Palace to compete. I think for the plus money on the double chance, it's again just way too good to be true, per se. I mean, you guys know I love this double chance market. We are 22-7 in the double chance market in 2025, up just over 12 and a half units. I talked about the price ranging with the double chance, and that's the way it goes when you have a soccer match with virtually 3 results: Team A wins, Team B wins, or a draw, and you take 2 out of those 3 results, you're going to have to pay some juice sometimes. As you can see, I'm paying minus 138 today on Leeds. I'm paying minus 137 tomorrow on Arsenal, but you also get the benefit of the doubt and you get plus money, and plus money for Crystal Palace at the double chance is too good to be true. I think Palace can certainly earn a point on the road against Villa for plus money. I will absolutely take the bait and take that bet. Crystal Palace plus a half, plus 101 is on the slate for tomorrow. Now let's talk about the big game. The big game for tomorrow: Liverpool and Arsenal. Liverpool hosting the Gunners at Anfield. But I have not been impressed with Liverpool so far this season. This is a guy who backed them in shutout fashion against Bournemouth, and they won, but they did not shut them out. They should have lost, should have at least drawn, at the very least. I was also a guy who backed Liverpool and the under in their match against Newcastle earlier this week on Monday. We know how that worked out. Didn't work out. Newcastle with 10 men played Liverpool to a 2-2 second half. Absolutely ludicrous that Liverpool got out of there with a win. They did not deserve to win that game at all. Nah. Am I backing Arsenal in this spot because I have lost 2 wagers on Liverpool so far this season? No. That would be not smart, for lack of a better term. However, I am looking at those two Liverpool matches, and I'm saying, hey, this team who was on top of the EPL, head and shoulders better than everyone else last year, they needed a goal in the 88th minute to beat AFC Bournemouth at home. They needed a goal in the 90 plus 10 minute against 10 men to win their second match on the road against 2 teams that they should have beat. Liverpool is not all there this season. And now they're very talented. I don't want to take away from Liverpool's talent, but they are still finding their form. They are still figuring things out, especially on that back line. That back line should have 2 shutouts under their belt. They've allowed 4 really, really cheap goals. So I like Arsenal. I am on Arsenal to win the EPL. I booked them at plus 250 to win the EPL. So obviously I would like them to at least earn a point in this game on the road. But Liverpool have struggled against 2 non-competitive opponents in their first 2 matches. Now they play a team who is arguably their toughest competition for the EPL title. Yes, Liverpool is at home. That's a benefit for them. Yes, the Gunners will be without Bukayo Saka. But the Gunners are deep. They have many more options at attack to bring in for Saka. So I'm not worried about the Arsenal offense at all. I am certainly not worried about the Arsenal defense because they were the best in the league by far last season. Have not allowed a goal yet this EPL season. And the Liverpool backline has been iffy. They've been very susceptible to I don't want to say bad attacking play, but not very good attacking play. Liverpool should not have given up 4 goals to teams like Bournemouth and Newcastle. Arsenal is capable of putting some goals in the back of the net, even on the road against Anfield. So for the double chance at minus 137, again, this is just value. Arsenal on the double chance, in my mind, minus 200, minus 180, at least minus 137 is a go. It's a go. It's a go. Lock it in right now before it changes. Because I see this being a 1-1 draw, maybe a 1-0 Arsenal win. I don't see it being high scoring, even though we've seen 2-2 draws the past 2 matchups between these two teams last year. I think Liverpool, knowing what they've given up in the previous matches, I think they come very, very sound defensively. I think Arsenal knows you're going up against Liverpool at home. We've got to bring our best defense. So I think defenses are going to be the focus for both sides for the entirety of the match, resulting in a low-scoring game. 1-1 draw plus 650 is what I've got written down, but that definitely results in Arsenal to get a point. Arsenal on the double chance line plus a half at minus 137. Again, I am rooting on Arsenal to win the EPL, so of course I would really, really enjoy a point here. But I just think they are in much better form compared to a Liverpool team who is struggling, trying to find their legs early on the season. I think Arsenal gets them in a perfect position here, back against the wall, on their heels. I think the Gunners bring it. So give me the Gunners. Give me the Gunners plus a half at minus 137. Arsenal on that double chance line. Again, double chance markets. They've been rock solid, 22-7 this season, up 12.5 units on the double chance line. So, the Wolves, they tied it up. Oh man, now we really sweat. In Everton and the Wolves. That's what we got on Sunday, though. Manchester City on the money line. Again, price is just too good to be true. I will back Man City as the better team here. Arsenal plus a half on the double chance line at minus 137. Again, too good to be true. We're going to back the Gunners to earn a point. And then Crystal Palace plus a half as well at plus 101. Chasing more value there with that plus money price on the double chance. I really like Crystal Palace to be capable of earning a point on the road against Newcastle. That's just bad goalkeeping by Jordan Pickford. You're rushing out. Yeah, you got to commit, Jordan Pickford. That ball is coming in, a little T-ball cross to an unmarked striker. Maybe it was the defender's problem, but Pickford, you got to be more aggressive if you're going to go out of your line and challenge that ball. You really got to commit, Jordan Pickford. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the sweat for the Wolverhampton and Everton under is on, as those two are already, where'd it go? As those two are already at 2 goals apiece, 1-1. We can't afford a goal in that one. We also need Tottenham to turn things around. They're down 1-0 early to Bournemouth. Not good, but we got faith in the Spurs to turn things around at home. We went over the Sunday EPL. We've got Man City on the money line. Again, that price too good to be true at minus 110. I really don't care who they're playing, whether it be their JV squad, whether it be the C team squad. Manchester City is going to regroup following that loss and get a win on the road. So minus 110 tomorrow morning on the money line. I got my Arsenal loving boss backstage right now. We're back in Arsenal on the double chance line. Minus 137. Liverpool has been iffy. All right, Liverpool has been iffy. They have not looked good against Bournemouth and Newcastle earlier in the season. Now they have the toughest competition for the EPL title coming to town, and Arsenal's looked rock solid. Backline is firing. The offense is firing as well. So I like Arsenal to earn a point on the road, plus a half at minus 137 against Liverpool. And then Crystal Palace plus a half as well tomorrow morning at plus money. I've been very, very unimpressed with Aston Villa this season, and I like Palace even with the departure of Easy. The offense has been good to go. They have competed against Nottingham Forest. They earned a draw against Chelsea as well, so I like them to continue to beat up on Aston Villa, which they've done historically over the past 5 matches. So Crystal Palace to earn a point on the road tomorrow. That's some Sunday EPL. Again, Saturday EPL. We're sweating out Wolves and Tottenham already, but Leeds United on that double chance line as well, getting started here in about a couple hours. Leeds United, they're sneaky this year. I think they're going to be a little freaky in the EPL. And I've been unimpressed with Newcastle, especially with their off-the-field issues. Alexander Isak, who knows what's happening with that guy? He's getting traded. That's what's happening. He's getting transferred by the end of the weekend. He will no longer be a Newcastle Magpie. So they got bigger fish to fry. Leeds United coming into town. I think they're capable of earning a point on the road. And last but not least, we talked about some MLS today as well. New York City FC at home, -1 at -114. Push potential against DC United, a team they already drew with in DC. Now this team, New York City, 7-2-1 in their last 10 overall in the MLS. They are red hot at home, facing the worst team in all of the MLS, let alone the Eastern Conference, giving up over 2 goals per match. New York City going to handle business at Yankee Stadium today. I also like them to do so in shutout fashion. So New York City on the money line and both teams to score no. Did Bournemouth just score again? Oh, no, thank goodness. That was the opening goal. Heart attack, folks. Tottenham were still in it. New York City on the money line. Both teams to score no. Think they get the job done in shutout fashion. DC United just bottom of the MLS. And I think that's going to continue. So give me New York City. Push potential as well at home. And then my Music City loving boss, he's going to really love me again. As Nashville, we're taking Nashville -1 at -110. Nashville is just dominant. They are just so dominant at home. Where are my notes? There are my notes. They're facing Atlanta, who does not have a win on the road this season. Literally, no wins on the road this season. Nashville is a cheat code at home. They are 10-3-1. At Geodis Park this season, 14 matches, 10 outright wins, only 1 loss, 7 shutouts, and they're outscoring their opponents 30-11 at home, scoring over 2 goals per match at home, allowing less than 1. It's a cheat code. It's a cheat code, Nashville at home. So we're taking them -1 push potential there, but I really do think they get the job 2-0, 3-0. They're going to win by plenty. Nashville at home. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a full hour already, bright and early, starting things off here at our new soccer show here at Betting News. This has been 90 Minutes to Glory, part of the Betting News Network. If you like soccer, we got you here. We got you covered every Saturday morning, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, just in time for those EPL matches to kick off, because it's so much fun sweating out. Please don't score. Almost sweating out a loser live with you guys every single morning. We appreciate it always. Thanks for stopping in, but do not go anywhere. Because look, we got the soccer in. All right. No one wanted, to be honest, no one wanted to hear me scream about soccer on other shows. So they just said, here, Shaggy, you get an hour. Just get it all out. Get it all out on the pitch. And I did. I got it all out. We had plenty of fun early today. We're going to be sweating those games as this rolls over into afternoon Betspresso. Because believe it or not, chat, soccer is not the only sport on the screen today. We have football. We have baseball. We've got WNBA. We got a lot more going. A lot more going on the Saturday sports action. So click that QR code right there, right over there. Get some funds in your account at Bet Online. Lock in those soccer plays that we talked about today, for later today, for tomorrow. Plenty on the docket. And stick around. Don't go anywhere, because Afternoon Betspresso is just about live. We're talking week 1 college football. We're talking WNBA. We're talking MLB. We might be talking more stuff. I don't know. We got a lot to check out. So stick around, see what we have to offer at Afternoon Betspresso. This has been 90 Minutes to Glory. We're sweating out the rest of the soccer live with you guys on Afternoon Betspresso. SPJ, feel free. Take it away. Give the people what they want. I'm not going anywhere, chat. I'll still be here. But bring up the boys. Bring up the Betspresso. Let's get into the Saturday action.
Disco X on the line, just as I suspected. No one really gets over me. I'm unaffected. Why would you try to ever put me second? You're just another groupie to me. No, I'm out here single, and I need some real. Now I got standards, if I fuck, I fail. I'm out here single, tell me what's the deal. Now I got standards, give a fuck, I fail.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday morning. Excited to have you with us for another hour right here on the Betting News Network. Welcome to Betspresso. Shaggy, it's not afternoon Betspresso. It's still Betspresso in the AM.
Yeah,
You've been up since like
firing. I've been up for 4 hours, all right? It feels like the afternoon,
It feels
all right?
like the
I think it's lunchtime. I'm ready for a burger, let's be honest.
Well, excited to have you guys with us. Welcome to Betspresso for another hour right here on the Betting News Network. Congrats to your new show, dog. Well done. Good stuff. 90 minutes of glory every Saturday, giving you guys the moves on the pitch. That's Mr. Nate Hornung. That's Mr. Danny Burke. Danny, what's going on, brother? Haven't seen you on the screen. We haven't shared the screen in too long, my man. How we doing?
I know, I'm doing great, SPJ. Happy to be here with you, and obviously Shaggy as well. And yeah, pumped for your soccer show. Dude, last week when we were doing the weekend show, I was following you with some MLS. You came through for me on both plays. So, I'm following you anywhere, my friend. So I am pumped to be tailing you for the foreseeable future. We'll see if we're butting heads in some college football today. I know we are kind of for at least one game. I know you're not fully invested in the big one, but nevertheless excited to dive into it with both of you fellas.
Hell yeah, man. I'm glad to have you here to kick off the Saturday. Chad, thanks for stopping by. Like I said, my name is Sweatpants Jesus. Stoked to have you guys here. And Danny, you teed it up perfectly. Shags, you did too. College football is back, baby. Week 1, the vibes are high. We are going to get into all the big matchups with you guys today. We're going to talk through all the big games. We've been talking about them all week, but a lot of you guys might be tuning in for the first time right here on the network, and we're going to give you the moves across all the big matchups. We're going to jump straight into that huge one between Texas and Ohio State in just a few minutes, and then these guys have thoughts on a lot of other games. We're going to spend most of the show talking about week 1 of college football. We're all going to also talk about the WNBA slate as well. Big WNBA slate today, 4 games on the dub slate as we were getting closer and closer to the playoffs. I asked Danny if he had some baseball. And quote, chat, I'll tell you guys what Danny said to me. The slate sucks today. Slate is buns. But Danny might have a little bit of baseball for the kids. I don't know. By the end of the show, Danny, maybe you'll find something to give some leans or something like that. But
yeah, hopefully we do. Yeah, not a fan of the pitching matchups. All baseballed out from this past week. I mean, I was trying to, usually once football comes back, I kind of steer away and don't have as much interest. But it wasn't for lack of effort, lack of finding an edge, I guess you could say. But like you said, I'm sure we'll get something out there.
Oh yeah, we'll find something by the end of the show. Thanks for stopping by, Chad. Hope you guys are having a fantastic start to your Saturday. Hope you're not too hungover out there. If you're watching this and you're a little hungover, that's okay. Get another cup of coffee, get some electrolytes. You'll be fine. Some of you guys might be rocking and rolling since the beginning of the morning because college game day has been going. And guys, before we jump into the slate, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into the rhythm bet of the day as well. We'll bring up the music. Shags has got something, I think, cooking up in that regard as well.
Yes,
also, shout out Rhythm. Absolutely smacked the play of the day yesterday in the WNBA. So let's go. We'll go for back-to-back days there. But as college football heads, I'm not a big college football guy. I grew up watching college football, but I haven't been into it the last 5 or 6 years. But everybody knows Lee Corso, and obviously today was his last college game day. What do you guys think? I haven't been seeing all the stuff that's been going on because I've been prepping for the show, but just nostalgia. How you guys feeling that it's his last season? All this type of stuff. How are we feeling as college football fans?
Yeah, we kind of talked about it on Upper Units yesterday, and Colby kind of said it best that we're getting old, we're growing up. Our childhood heroes are moving on, and Lee Corso is that GOAT. I've watching College Game Day every Saturday morning. What's he gonna put on? What headgear is he gonna choose? It's just what I think of when I think of college football is Lee Corso just pops into my mind. So excited to see them honor him this way. Obviously bittersweet to see him go, but yeah, it's, our youth is over.
Yeah, pretty much the same sentiment. End of an era for not only Lee Corso, but yeah, for our childhood into our young adulthood of watching and viewing college football. It's sad, it's bittersweet, but obviously it was his time to do so, and he's had an outstanding career and did all he could and made the show what it is today. And will it ever be replicated? Realistically, not, which is kind of the bummer thing about it. But like they say, all good things come to an end. And unfortunately for all of us big fans, that day is today. But I'm sure, they'll have those special appearances and he'll make, some showings with Herb Street, wherever he's doing some content. So, I feel like it's more of a see you later, but still won't have the same feeling going forward that we're accustomed to.
I wonder how they're going to incorporate, because obviously, putting on the headgear was such a big part of everything that he did, and everybody was expecting the, as Pat just said in the chat, the original Fade God, whatever headgear he put on, you just bet the other side, and you're probably chilling. I love that moment. I think this is a pretty famous Lee Corso moment of when he was talking to that little kid and called him a little midget. Not so fast, midget. Right. That's a good one. Everyone's got good Lee Corso stories. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same with Dickie V. Similar type of vibe, in college basketball, same type of thing of, the GOATs eventually, gotta go to pasture. And that's where we're at. But at least he's getting his send off today. I'm sure a lot of you guys might have dual screens right now of watching us and also watching college game day. Maybe somebody's watching. What's the one on Fox with Dave Portnoy now? The
big noon kickoff.
Maybe you're watching Big Noon Kickoff instead, but just watch us. It's fine. You don't need to go anywhere else. Just hang out with us. It's way better. All right. Enough gabbing. Plenty of games to talk about today, guys. Let's just jump straight to the big one. Danny posted an awesome TikTok on our TikTok channel. If you guys haven't gone and checked that out, go get involved over there. Follow us on TikTok. But let's just jump straight to the big matchup, and then we'll kind of just jump through the whole slate. Chat, this is an opportunity also for you guys to get involved. Huge slate today. These guys are going to cover the bets that they have. But I'm sure if you guys have questions about games, I'm sure they might have a thought or two, or maybe they don't, and maybe they'll just tell you not to bet them, or they'll give you an immediate reaction, a knee jerk, depending on. So chat, get involved. Let us know what you guys want to see or what you guys want to talk about. But let's just jump straight to this big game, boys. Danny, I know you talked about it. Shags, I'm sure you have thoughts about it as well. Ohio State taking on Archie Manning and them Longhorns. Danny, I'll kind of let you talk about this a little bit to tee us off. Are we fading? Are we fading the number one team in the country to start off the season, big dog?
I am indeed, and it seems like I'm fading everybody out there who's jumping on Texas. And, we were joking about it yesterday on Up Your Units. I'm like, it seems like everybody and their grandmother's like taking Texas here. And look, I mean, that's obviously not the case, but it just has that sentiment surrounding this atmosphere. And you understand why. I mean, with how much hype and how high the expectations are for the Longhorns, particularly with Arch Manning stepping into the mix, it makes complete sense. You factor all of that in with a defense that could end up being the best in the nation when all is said and done. And you have the revenge factor from the college football playoff. It's a perfect recipe. And then also the other side, and I stand by this point that I was making yesterday, and, certainly feel free to differ on this. But when people talk about a championship hangover, I just think it doesn't apply the same to these college kids like it does to professional leagues, because with professional leagues, you have a similar roster. So those guys are sitting there content knowing they did what they could, and they're fine with whatever happens. I mean, for the most part, right? With college, you have a completely different outlook now. I mean, it's a different quarterback. You lost 14 guys to the NFL if you're Ohio State. Julian Sain's not going there playing under center today going, you know what, if we lose this game, it's fine. We won the championship. No, he didn't have a large part in getting that championship. He's fighting for his career. He's fighting for stock in the NFL draft. So I don't think that narrative is applicable in college sports. They're going to be ready to go. They're coming to the shoe. They've had all offseason to get ready for this. They know that the Longhorns are seeking blood. And Ryan Day, as much as he's, driven Ohio State fans crazy, myself included, is just a better. I mean, this guy finally got the so-called monkey off his back, winning the championship. Perhaps he can go in with a little bit more ease now and coach more freely. And even then, he's still a damn good coach, a damn good recruiter. We just hold him so much accountable because where the bar is set every single year for the Buckeyes. Now, with all of that being said, obviously it's a big unknown commodity in Sane, right? He's taken like 12 or 14 snaps in his very minimal collegiate career going up against a very intimidating Texas defense. Conversely, you've got Arch Manning, who does have more experience, but this is going to be his first true road start, and it's one of the toughest venues to have it occur in. With all of this being said, I think in the long run, Texas will end up being better, but in game one, man, it's tough to go against Ohio State here at this cheap price. I know the market's been all over the Longhorns, but now you can get Ohio State at about minus $110. I think they'll find a way, defend their home turf in this spot. And Arch Manning in this very hostile venue to begin will be great experience for him. And then, just eventually they'll pan out in the end, and the defense will carry them through the season. But Ohio State gets this one today. Texas will be the better team throughout the long course of the year, though.
Before Shaq goes, because I honestly don't know what Shaq's opinion of this game is, because I haven't had a chance to tune into Upper Units that much this week with a lot of planning stuff. But what's your thoughts, Danny, on Arch Manning this year? Like, obviously not really super proven, very high expectations. Do you have as high of expectations as kind of the general consensus or the public, or what do you kind of think about Arch going into the season?
I would say yes and no. I mean, let's be honest. It's a Manning, so you can't count this kid out in any sort of fashion. I mean, it's the bloodline you want to be in if you're going into the National Football League or just a sport of football in general. And the good thing is, and, Nate and Colby were making a really good point about this yesterday. The difference is, at least Manning, despite not having a lot of playing time, he's been in that system. He's been developing that foundation with the Longhorns for quite some time. So that certainly is a benefit. Again, if this was a neutral site game or something a little bit more unique to that, I think that does make a world of difference. So we're going to have to see what this Texas offense can do on the ground game if they kind of, ease into it a little bit with Arch, or if they're letting him sling it right away, and if he makes a mistake, what kind of game plan do you have after? What kind of mentality does this kid have? And I know everyone's going to go, he's a man, he's going to have a great, well, yeah, we could say that, but it's a completely different ball game these days, the way these kids think and how they're brought up. There's so many eyeballs in social media, all these different elements that get included into these kids' impressionable minds that you have to also consider. So this is also another angle kind of going into it that, Shags and I were talking about, a first half under. We missed the boat on the full game total from 50.5 now down to 47.5. But I do think both teams with these unproven quarterbacks are going to take a little bit to get acclimated. Defenses will be the identity, and that may also be an approach to take. I know that Arch Manning is the Heisman hopeful right now. I wouldn't go there based on the lack of value and just, everybody's going to want to take him because of that name brand right here. If he proves me wrong, so be it. But I'm probably going to wait a little bit in season to see if some other guy with a little bit better price kind of props himself up. And I'm willing to sacrifice a few dollars here and there to get more conviction on a play like that. So I'm sure it'll be good, no doubt. But, it's still college football, man. Anything can happen. A lot of times when we put these kids so high up, they fall short of the occasion. Not saying he's going to do it. I just still am just a bit timid to a certain degree. That's all.
I want to see. You're right. I want to see it. I want to see it on the field from him because, we really haven't seen much. Yeah, he has looked good when he's been out there, but he hasn't played on the road. He hasn't played a ranked opponent, and he has to play 2 of those today in a very hostile environment. And, you said it, Danny, there's not going to be a championship hangover for Julian Sayin because he wasn't a part of it. He wants to go get his own. So, and you definitely alluded to my favorite lean in this game. Again, I am passing out a principle because I missed the boat, but I love the under down to 47 on Bet Online right now. 47.5 elsewhere. Yes, I think it stays under 47.5. I think we see a 24-21 game. It's going to be sweaty. But out of principle, I've missed the boat. I have missed 3 points. I've missed some key numbers. Passing there, first half under, definitely also like that as well. Would have liked 24, maybe even 23 and a half if I could. But again, kind of missed that. But, we talk about Arch Manning, we talk about Texas. This Longhorns defense might be the best in the country, and Ohio State's defense is right behind them as well. Multiple players on both teams there, both defensive units that are going to be playing on Sundays here in a couple of years. So especially early on in this first half with these two, I don't want to call Arch a new quarterback, but he really is. Two new
green quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly. To getting into the swing of things, I think it's going to be a little rusty offensively, at least to start. Take some time for them to really figure things out. So lean with the under. We'll definitely lean with the first half under. I don't think you could make me bet aside.
Okay. So, Danny, I would love to ride Ohio State with you, but this first half under that you guys have both talked about now is sitting at 23.5, and it's minus 120. And I've got a little boosty boost that I'd like to use. I have a feeling that you guys know I don't like unders that much, but
no, you don't.
Can we get involved with sweating out no points? I mean, I like also the fact that this is an early game. I know it's the first game of the season for a lot of these kids, so like they've been ramped up, and it's going to be so hyped there, especially with College game day being there, and like it's going to be rowdy, right? But it's early on a Saturday. Maybe there is a little bit of the jitters. First game of the season, really huge matchup. I'm liking this 23.5, boys. The under.
Are you able to use that boost if you get an alternate spot of 24.5?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, because getting 24
number.
24 in the hook is certainly ideal, but
24 in the hook, you could probably still boost it to reasonable or plus money, maybe. If they let you use that boost there.
I don't think I'm not even seeing a way to do an alternate first half total points situation. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm willing to sweat it out, I think.
Here's the thing as well that I like to address a lot. I don't know how often you guys do, obviously being a little bit of a newcomer here, and everybody talks about it. But I mean, looking at the in-game approach, certainly if there's a quick touchdown or whatever it is, then those numbers are going to adjust rapidly, especially in an environment where they're already expecting it to be a lower scoring game. So you can live bet that first half total under. We could, Shaggy and I waiting for that number over 50. Exactly. If we see that in the first quarter, that's a good sign. So you always want to kind of have that preconceived notion and kind of a strategy. I mean, we're all going to be watching it, let's be honest. So if X happens, then we'll be looking to bet this, right? Something like that is always good to keep in the back of your mind. I mean, that's definitely what I'll be doing for the total. I'm already solidified here with Ohio State, but in terms of the total, that's definitely going to be my approach.
I could also do this, which Shags is. I've asked him this question many times over the years. How do you feel about you know what I'm about to say. How do you feel about Ohio State plus 3.5? And then I can boost it, get it down to like minus 114. See?
Like, yes.
See? I mean,
for that number with the boost, like, yes. I think that's getting 3 points from either team is great.
Right.
And that's where Texas started out. So
yeah. I'm also talking this out loud for the people listening as well, of like how to, if you want to just roll with Ohio State, I think the money line makes a lot of sense, Danny. Like you said, you can get minus 118, minus 110 across the market, depending on where you're shopping. But if you're looking, there's a lot of angles to take this. Totals, you can, and it's the biggest game of the day. So, and there's a lot of books. Obviously, our friends at Bet Online, they don't really offer these types of boosts. So you're just gonna have to roll with Danny on the money line if you're feeling friskier, the first half under. But a lot of you guys have multiple books, as you should, to diversify your portfolio. And there's a lot of college football boosts out there today. So just trying to talk to the people as they may be looking to bet these different things in different ways. So, now, all right,
if you don't have a strong feeling either way on these big games, there are probably boosts at multiple books to let you do a little arbitrage and just get some plus money, sit back, watch the game, make a few beans.
You can arbit as well. That's a fun way to do it, especially.
That's what I do with these big games when I don't have a strong feeling. It's just, I bet this side on this book, bet this side on this book, boost them both.
Pay for a couple beers.
I'll walk away with $3.
Yeah, pay for a cup of coffee. I mean, that's fine. That's how you should. If you don't want to like casually just if you feel really, like you said, if you don't feel really strongly on one side or the other, Danny's obviously got $100 million on Ohio State already, so it's fine. He doesn't want to roll with Texas, but No, all right. I want to roll with you, Danny. I don't want to take the first half under no more. We talk about it. So I'm going to go with the Ohio State. I'm going to take that alt spread. The Buckeyes just win. So Danny's happy. And if they end up losing by a field goal, I'm still kind of.
I got to represent my Big Ten fellas too. So I'm
true.
always a little biased there. Not actually with my betting, but I'm always rooting for them deep down. Except for Iowa and Illinois. Those are the two schools.
It's couples.
They don't get your support. All right. So there's the thoughts on the Shags. Do you think if you had arm twisted, here's the unit, put it on a side, what are you doing? You going Ohio State with Danny, or you going with the Horns?
Looking at the number available to me right now on Bet Online, I'm taking Texas minus 102.
Okay. Getting almost a plus chicky. Fair enough.
Yeah. If it was minus 110, I would probably just tell you to keep your unit. Or say
put it somewhere else.
Yeah, can I just use this unit elsewhere?
Facts. Okay, well that game kicks off here in the next hour, and then the game also kicking off here in the next hour, which you both have thoughts on. So Danny, I'll let you tee it up because I know you got a side, and Shags, you got a player prop in this game. Number 24, Tennessee, the Volunteers taking on Syracuse down in Neyland. It's going to be a fun game. Danny, take it away. What are we looking at with the Vols today?
Yeah, so both of these teams 10-3 last season. It was wildly impressive for Syracuse to have the season they did for first-year head coach Fran Brown. But obviously a lot of that came from Kyle McCord being the nation's leading passer. But Kyle McCord is out of the mix, and now you bring in Angeli from Notre Dame. And, yesterday when we were talking about this game, a little bit unproven, certainly, but at the same time, he's coming from Notre Dame, so we know that this kid is talented to some degree, and he did have the stones to play and make some throws in that championship matchup against the aforementioned Ohio State Buckeyes. But nevertheless, I don't think it's going to be a good matchup for him in a new system, and Syracuse in general, going up against a Tennessee team that, like I said, also 10-3, but made the college football playoff and still has those aspirations realistically this season. It's probably going to be a down year for the Orangemen, and not in the sense where they'll be below 500, but just not to the heights of getting to 10-3, because you also lost some key defensive pieces. I mean, on the defensive line, and I know this is where Shaggy's kind of angling as well, they're really depleted in that area. And you look at Tennessee here, and you're bringing in a quarterback from Appalachian State in Aguilar who can certainly throw the ball. I mean, his numbers over 6,700 passing yards, 56 touchdowns, 24 interceptions over 25 games. Turnover prone type of quarterback, sure. But in this specific game, you don't really need him to throw the ball because Tennessee is going to have an excellent run offense that they could just ground and pound for all four quarters, control the clock, and really just bully them the entire way. So I think this leads to a Volunteers covering 13.5 in a pretty comfortable fashion, hopefully, to where, a lot of times when you get in that double-digit mark, you're always worrying about the backdoor cover and this and this and that. I think it's going to be a work in progress for the Syracuse team where Tennessee could kind of just fit in the gaps that they lost from last year. I mean, with Nico dipping, I think they can do that pretty seamlessly and efficiently in game number one. So, I like laying 13 into the hook here. I think their defense is still going to be pretty stellar. And obviously, Heupel as a coach is pretty damn solid in his own right. So, advantage Syracuse in this one, and that's what I'll be sweating out.
Nice. What's up, 1H point in the chat? Some comments there as well. So Tennessee getting the vibes moving for the Volunteers, the other orange team in the SEC. Real quick, Shags, before you talk about your prop, do you guys have any? Are you guys high on this team in the SEC this season? Do we think that they have a chance to maybe compete with the likes of Texas and company, or not really?
No, not really. I mean, they're going to be good. They're going to be a top 25 team, probably like borderline college football playoff. I kind of see them as like that fourth or fifth team in the SEC, probably getting talked about as maybe an at-large CFP team, but I don't think they're going to be up there with like Texas, Georgia, Alabama in my eyes. But
No, I would agree. I mean, they'll go as far as, the new quarterback takes him, Aguilar. I mean, again, how quickly can he get adjusted? And again, can he limit those turnovers? Will the coaching staff of Tennessee steer him in the right ship even more so and develop that talent? That's really what it's going to come down to. But overall, I would agree with Nate.
I mean, they're 24th, I guess, for a reason now. right? They're in that conversation. They have a chance to maybe make some noise, but maybe not at the top, upper echelon. Shags, I know you got some props. Chad, if you guys like betting player props, obviously, if you live in a state, we do this every start of every season, but if you live in a state where you can't bet college props on your normal book, you can actually go download Bet Online, get involved with the QR code right next to my face. You can bet player props across the country in college football. I am in that boat in Tennessee, so I actually use Bet Online for player props when Shaggy tells me what to bet, and I press the buttons. What player prop are we starting off with this year, man, in this Tennessee game?
Yes, sir. Going to that Volunteers running back Deshaun Bishop over 63.5 rushing yards. Now, this guy was the running back 2 last year for Tennessee behind Dylan Sampson. He's ready to go, though. He is ready to be the guy. Still had 455 rushing yards on 74 touches last season. That was less carries than their quarterback, Nico. So, Bishop ready to be the guy. Tennessee is replacing some offensive linemen, but they plugged in those interior linemen with some great players. Wendell Moe, all conference at Arizona last season, coming into play left guard, and then Sam Pendleton on the right side coming from Notre Dame, also known as Offensive Lineman University. So offensive line should be fine for Bishop to run all over the Syracuse defense. That ranked 82nd in rushing yards allowed last year, 117th in yards allowed per carry. Bishop actually led the Volunteers with 6.1 yards per touch last season. This line was priced at like 72.5 elsewhere when I booked it. It's down to like 68.5 now, so we still got a few yards of CLV. But I see this guy getting 70 touches. I see Tennessee being up 70 yards. Excuse me. I see Tennessee being up plenty of the game too. Take some pressure off of that new quarterback. Really pound the ground. Give Bishop plenty of touches to clear 63.5 yards for us. So I think this is more than doable against a bad rushing defense. So give me Bishop over 63.5 yards.
Yeah, you got a great number there.
Yeah. Got to look early in the week, man. These things change like crazy.
That's why you guys can get involved. Shaggy will do an article every single week at bettingnews.com for free for you guys, giving his favorite player props. A lot of, like you said, Danny, a lot of these lines be moving. And he usually gets it out there for you guys. You can get a little bit of some early action for some college football props as well. Okay, I know you guys both have thoughts on some other games, but I just want to touch on a few of the bigger matchups today because I'm sure Chad's probably wondering about a couple of them. Maybe some casuals like myself are kind of looking for some beans in some games. And I don't know if either one of you have a bet in this game, so I'll just read off the lines real quick. So we got Alabama traveling to take on Florida State. I'm sure you guys have talked about it a bunch this week, but preliminarily 13.5-point dogs are Florida State at home. 48.5 is the over-under for this game. Shags, take it away. Do you have any thoughts on this game? Do you think Alabama just starts off with the Crimson Tide? Is it I ain't gonna give nothing but a piss about nothing but the Tide? Is that what we're rolling with today, big dog?
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. Roll Tide, baby. Minus 13.5. Me and Colby very high on this Alabama team. Kalen DeBoer, year 2. We think he's the truth. I think this is a good head coach. I think he's also returning plenty of pieces as well. We haven't been able to say that in a while, that Alabama returning plenty of production. And they've got a plug-and-play quarterback, Ty Simpson. He's been in the program, just been waiting for his turn. And he's surrounded by talented skill players as well as a fantastic defense. So I think Alabama rolls. I've got little faith in Florida State. Sure, anything is better than last season. You got Tommy Castellanos coming in to lead the charge, but he's coming off an injury from Boston College. You're going to rely heavily on that guy's legs to make plays. Not the best, just pocket passer. So I don't think he solves all of the Seminoles' problems. I think Alabama rolls by 2 touchdowns today. I don't know if 13.5 is still out there, but I would certainly try. I'm seeing 14 right now on Bet Online. Yeah, 13.5. Maybe they're gone.
I'm looking at 13.5 right now.
All right. That's
so
the way it goes.
They're in existence.
Well, you bet it early, chat.
Mm-hmm. There is. I'm literally staring at a 13.5 minus 120 towards the Alabama side of things. So there are still some 13.5s out there.
Just don't touch minus 14.5. If you're not getting that hook, I would just don't touch it. Not worth it because Alabama probably wins this game by exactly 14. So,
do you feel the same? Danny?
Yeah, I'm certainly leaning toward the Crimson Tide and think they're going to take a pretty impressive step up in year 2. And why would you expect any differently with DeBoer after what he was able to manage with lofty expectations, taking in the reins after Nick Saban? I mean, obviously that's the most pressure-filled job in college football history, arguably, is taking over his position. And they did relatively well. It was clearly a volatile year, but like Shaggy said, a lot of returning pieces, especially with their receiving weapons. Quarterback should step into place efficiently. Would I take it now? No, especially not at 14.5, of course. So I'll sit back, idly by, wait to see if I can't get a better number in game, and then look to attack the Crimson Tide. Because again, we do have to remember week ones are always a little all over the place with some of these newer guys getting into the system, or just in general getting those nerves out of the way. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen at Alabama, but it is still Florida State on the other side. So it's not a complete breeze with a non-conference opponent like we're accustomed to seeing in a lot of these week one spots. So perhaps there will be some hiccups to give us a better number. And then eventually Alabama will flip the script in the second half and then completely blow them away. That would be my ideal scenario. That's what I'm hoping for as well, so that Shaggy could be happy and I could get invested as well at a good spot.
And there you go. A little live betting action as well. Like you said, I think it's an interesting, good point to mention too with obviously the college football coming back today, NFL coming back next week. The first couple of weeks of the season, I know you guys are going to be firing off units. We're all going to be doing it. Trust me. But just remember that sometimes it takes a bit of time for some of these systems to kind of land. Sometimes it takes a little time. So don't go nuking stuff. It's your money, chat. Do what you want with it, but just don't go nuking stuff unless you really want to sweat some stuff out to start the season, especially with some new pieces in lots of different places. So, all right, last big game, and then I know you guys both have bets that you want to kind of rattle through for the rest of the slate. But LSU, another team in the SEC that you guys kind of touched on as well, traveling to take on Clemson. Clemson minus 184 on the money line, 4.5 point spread here, over under set at 57.5. I don't know if either one of you have bets in this game specifically. Danny, I'll kind of let you tee us off here, man. You got any thoughts on this cross between SEC and ACC battle here?
I haven't done anything here, but Colby was doing a good sell job here on LSU catching 4 in the hook. And again, I've kind of been going in more places with college football and other sports where I feel comfortable. So I haven't completely gone crazy with either of these teams. So, don't go too crazy with what I'm saying. But it's just like one of those things where you look at this in a classic betting sense where you're going, why the hell is LSU catching 4 in the hook? Like, what am I missing here exactly? Where it's a little bit of a fishy line there, boys. But again, on paper, LSU, a team that you should have championship aspirations. I mean, they do, to themselves every single season. But is this the year that Brian Kelly can finally kind of get things going? He's got to. And, with Dabo Swinney and Clemson, I mean, I have not been a fan of this program since the Trevor Lawrence days. And why should you be? I mean, they haven't given you anything to really be excited about or have confidence in. And it's not like offensively there's been any consistency or dominance in these big games to leading me to wanting to lay 4 in the hook in this tough week one spot. I keep saying, I mean, week ones are so crazy. You have all off season to prepare. So especially when you got 2 big programs like this, man, that's not for me to say that, I'm not going to side with LSU, because I definitely rather be on that side. But as of now, I haven't taken anything, because it's just like, what's the key piece that I'm missing here that's leading this line to being 4 in the hook? I mean, that's my only worry.
I am passing on this game as well. I will have no beans. If you forced me, I would probably go over, because I do think we are going to see some back and forth from these offenses. Colby high on the LSU Tigers. I get why he sees it that way. I would lean with LSU catching 4 too. I think this game just kind of stays within a field goal either way. But there's a lot of excitement around Clemson. Dabo finally hit the portal. But you can say the same about LSU with Nussmeier returning, Brian Kelly on the hot seat. I'm just rooting for football in this one. I couldn't get a feel for it. I do think we see points. I think it goes back and forth. I think it's going to be entertaining for college football fans to watch. But Tigers versus Tigers at Death Valley. Just gotta root for it, right? Root for points.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. Another boosty that I have in my back pocket that I'm going to use on this game. And chat, again, if you're not a big college football fan, if you're not dialed in like these guys are, and I'm giving you guys a little bit more of a casual approach to these situations, you want to watch some games today, you want to have some fun, maybe you don't have a solid lead on one side or the other, you do have one of those boosts in your back pocket. I'm going to take the LSU Tigers plus 7.5. I'm going to ladder it up.
There you go.
And I'm taking the boost. With the boost, it's minus 118. So I got the touchdown in my back pocket, ready to go. That'll play. You can take the 6.5, and that'll get you some plus money if you want. But I could see, maybe it turns into a 7-point game or something weird. So I'm going to take the hook at the plus 7.5 and roll that way if you guys want to roll along those lines as well with me, with the little casual guy, or you can just go with Colby and take the Stones and just take the 4.5 if you're feeling frisky. Do you guys think that Clemson has a chance to compete for a national championship this year? I mean, they're the 3rd-ranked team or 4th-ranked team in the country right now. Do you guys think they're legit?
Definitely. 100%, especially with what they return, what they got from the portal, and that defense too. I think this is one of the better Clemson teams we've seen since the era of that
Deshaun
one guy.
Deshaun Watson. Is that what you're gonna say?
That one guy.
That guy.
Yeah, and then obviously just going through the ACC, certainly. It's not that the ACC is that weak, but I mean, in comparison to, say, the Big Ten and, the SEC, they definitely get a little bit of an advantage there.
I think it's pretty weak because I don't like Miami this year, but that's just me.
Yeah.
You guys can go get all of Shaggy's thoughts on our YouTube channel about everything he has to say about the ACC over there as well. Okay, so those are the big matchups. I know you guys both have bets for the rest of the slate. Shags, you talked a lot of football previously on the pitch side. Give us your plays in the gridiron, then we'll let Danny take us home. And then I'll give you guys some plays in the WNBA. And then we're tapping off the show. Goes by fast when we got a lot to talk about, boys. Shags, what
do you want me to do the rhythm of the night thing?
If you feel good about it, you got it locked in right now? You feel good about it?
Yeah. Give me the rhythm of the night. I'll pull it up. Let's do it.
All right, let's get after it. I'll press the button for the video if you got your rhythm play of the day. This is our friends at Rhythm. I will hit mine yesterday. And Shags is going to give you guys the moves today. Let's get a little jiggy.
This is the rhythm of my life, my life. Oh yeah, I know you wanna say it. This is the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of my life.
Oh, chat, college football's here, and you know what that means. We're going to put together a parlay of some very big favorites, so let's get into it with our help from Rhythm. As you can see right here, looking at that Tulane Green Wave money line, minus 198, nearly a 70% win probability from our friends over at Rhythm. We're going to just check that out. They got Tulane covering by a big number, covering by, 8 points there. So we like the Green Wave to win this ball game. Now, personally, I am on Tulane. I'm on their win total over for the season. So yes, I think they get the job done here. Am I going to lay the 4.5, the 5? Not exactly. I'm just going to pair Tulane on the money line with good old Rocky Top, pair him with the Tennessee Volunteers. As you can see, that one, ooh, yikes, I didn't want that. Oh, here we go. Loading it back up again. I just wanted the Tennessee. I don't know where it went. But we're on Tulane on the money line. Pairing that with Tennessee on the money line. A good projection as well over at Rhythm, RITHMM.com. Tennessee Volunteers, they're going to get the job done. Minus 500. Just pair that with the Tulane Green Wave on the money line. And as you can see, if I can get back to it, Tulane, 70% win probability. Scrolling down to Tennessee, we got an 80% Rhythm probability there on the money line, minus 126, paying a little bit of juice, but you got to do what you got to do. Brought to you by rhythm.com, RITHMM, 2 M's on there again because Magnifico. That's been your Rhythm bet of the day. Send me out.
This is the rhythm of my life. My life. Oh yeah. I know you wanna say it. This is the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of my life.
Still got to figure out
yeah.
the old playing around with the buttons there. But
Okay, it's a new feature. It'll take a minute for us to get it all kind of squared away. By the time football's like NFL's next week, we'll have it like it'll be a well-oiled machine.
Exactly, 100%.
But chat, Tulane money line, Tennessee, the two T money line.
I was just looking to back Tulane in this game. Didn't want to lay the spread, so I was just kind of looking for something else to pair it with. Volunteers, they're at least going to win. So, and you know me, I'm one to put in those minus 500 money lines in my college football tickets. So.
Oh, we're back, dude. Danny, this guy sent me so many parlays over the years with like a minus 1,000 money line sprinkled in there. And I'm like, why even add it?
It moves the needle. It moves the needle.
It makes it like maybe 10 cents better. And then that's the one that always ends up losing. The story I like to tell is if like when the Golden State Warriors were dominant around like 2016, and, you know, I was in college, we're making these dumb parlays, and you just always throw them in there because they're a big favorite. And somehow, some way, like, you know, the handful of games they lost that season, they just happen to be in our parlay, the biggest favorite. It would lose. It would be uncanny. But yeah, it's just like it's every single time. It's whatever big favorite it is. More often than not, is one that screws you. But I get it. It's tempting. It's like, why not throw it in there? Sneak it in there.
Hearing you talk NBA is got me feel some type of way too. If you guys want to go check out our friends at Rhythm, you guys can download. The desktop version's a little bit not as amazing. They still have all the features on there, but on your phone, on the app is really awesome. There's a lot of features. It can show you all the different data points. It's their model. I bet the over in that Wings game yesterday. That was free. And if you guys want to tap and get involved, you can use our promo code VIBES25. You get 25% off your first month. It's like paying for Netflix. And at this point, with inflation, it's like paying for a cheaper version of Netflix with how things are looking right now. And as we always say on the channel, guys, we're going to give you our analysis for free. You guys have your brains, which is free, but don't pay for picks. Pay for tools. We're going to give you lots of different tools that you guys can use. If you want to use your money and invest in your sports betting experience as a whole, you can use our information. You can tailor fade us, and you can obviously get involved and add in some of the tools that we show you guys right here on the channel, which is why we're working with Rhythm. So, all right, there's the Rhythm play of the day. All right, Danny, take it away. Talk about a couple of your other favorite plays today in the college football spectrum before we keep it rolling.
All right, I got one bigger play, but I want to talk really quick. This is the late edition. I'm curious your guys' thoughts here on this one. It's one that I contemplate a little bit, and the more I've been digging into it, I'm liking it a bit more. But Indiana in Old Dominion here. Now, for the long scope of the season, I think it's actually going to be a down year for the Hoosiers in comparison to last year. I mean, let's be honest. They came out of nowhere. Signetti coming back. Yes, they got some decent guys in the transfer. They got Mendoza under center, but now they have a target on their back, right? You're not playing with house money at this point, so there's a lot more pressure and expectation. With that being said, if there's a time for them to just do what they did last season and to get that confidence and to make people kind of think they're going to do it again, which again, I don't think they will. Feel like it's right out of the gates here. Signetti will have his guys pumped up and ready to go. I hate laying big numbers, basketball, college football, all that. But again, this is just like a tiny bet here, not one that I, officially go nuts with, but minus 23 in the hook, wherever you're able to get it. I feel like the Hoosiers, if there's a time for them to fire off, it would be in this first week spot. Shaggy, do you feel the same?
Yeah, I'm with you. Thinking the overall course of the season for the Hoosiers is going to be a down season. It's tough to replicate what you did last year, but you got to start off hot. There is definitely the target on their back, especially with all of Signetti's comments about the SEC scheduling and stuff in the news. Right. It's just people are looking at Indiana and we got to beat them. So, a few cupcake games for Indiana in this non-conference before getting things started against Illinois. So I think you really lay the hammer down. You got a new quarterback that you're going to want to get reps, build chemistry with those patch catchers too. So yeah, I think he really lets the offense go loose today against Old Dominion, who I don't think competes much, but give me the Hoosiers.
Love it.
Okay, so
I think that's right. Actually, 1 H point. I'm gonna check real quick.
SPJ's got a boost. He's moving him down from 23.5 to 6.5. I can't wait to hear it.
You only need to go to 16.5. There's your next key number.
Okay, well, actually, I do have a boost, but I don't think I want to use it on this game, respectfully. But I did want to ask you guys, because I was just looking at the lines as you were talking about it. How do we feel about the first half? So Indiana's minus 13.5 in the first half. Does that line entice you a little bit more in comparison to having to get them win by 3 touchdowns and a field goal in the whole game? Do you think they win by 2 TDs in the first half?
I mean,
Go ahead, Danny.
I mean, obviously you'd want a little bit lower with it being at 23.5 for the full game, but you also got to factor in if you think they're going to dominate, there is a chance that you get some of these second string guys, maybe a backup quarterback. I don't know how, to be in my, just recollecting what happens like in that first week, if coaches tend to do that as much. I don't know if 23.5 certainly is a high enough spread to really bank on that occurring, but there's always that possibility. It's week one. You don't really want to take your foot off the pedal, so you probably don't have to worry about it. But again, it correlates to a certain degree. So, but then it goes back to my kind of argument of like, those first halves are always a little bit, it's a new quarterback, new system. So that's the scary part of it.
That's what I was going to say is I would almost lean more of Indiana covering the full game rather than the first half. Because number one, you might be rusty, iffy, jitters, whatever it is in that first half, unable to produce offensively. Signetti and the boosters don't care about covering that 14 in the first half, but if they turn things on in the second half and really get going, he's just going to run it up and make sure you get over that 24 number.
I love that. The boosters, Signetti, they don't care about the first half spread, baby.
No, exactly. Look, first half, they could have some slip-ups, whatnot. The boosters are betting the full game 24.
Right.
Make sure you cover that number.
It's wild because I'm just looking at lines here. So Indiana's team total is 38.5, which is wild. It's also a little juice towards the under. You guys want to guess off the top of the dome what you think the Old Dominion team total is?
13.5.
I was going to say 10, 12.
14.5.
14.5.
Yeah, a little juice towards the under. If you don't think they scored 2 TDs, that might be a way to take it. But Danny, do you said you have a little bit of investment on the Hoosiers then on the 23.5?
Yeah, I just threw a little bit there. Again, nothing too crazy, but just to add another play. So yeah, I don't mind that one too much. The play that I do, this is probably my favorite play of today's slate. If we want to move on to that one, the pseudo Pac-12 after dark, not anymore, but might as well be, baby. Utah and UCLA. You got Nico Iamaleava. I always mispronounce his name trying to say it off the top. So we're just going to go with Nico. But nevertheless, he's going to UCLA to represent the Bruins in Foster's second year. UCLA will improve offensively. There's no question about it. But is it going to happen in game one against a Utah team that finished 5-7 last year? Kyle Whittingham is one of the most stable coaches in college football. I love this guy. And that was the first time they finished 5-7 since 2013. Now, they had a really rough year. They went through like a handful of quarterbacks, and now they got a transfer coming over from New Mexico along with the offensive coordinator, and they may have one of the best offensive lines in the country when the season is all said and done. They also brought in Wayshawn Parker from Washington State. Didn't get a lot of workload, but when he did, he made the most of it. 735 yards, 4 touchdowns for Washington State. Now he's going to be behind that offensive line in a system where he will be the guy against a UCLA front seven that lost about 4 key pieces. I think that defense is going to have some issues right out of the gates for the Bruins. I think Utah absolutely controls the trenches here, controls the ground game, and then the clock in total to where 5.5 just seems incredibly low here. So I love Utah. And with their new quarterback, Dan Pierre, that they're bringing in, he was prolific on his feet. He was better than he was in the air. 2,800 yards is what he threw for, but 12 touchdowns and 12 picks. But he ran for over 1,100 yards and had 19 touchdowns. So you get a dual threat quarterback with a great offensive line, new potential stud running back against a weak D line in UCLA. Yeah, I love Utah here. Defense is going to travel as well, and it's not like the Bruins have big home field advantage in the first place. And again, Whittingham with that foundation, defense has been their identity. Nico in this new system, it's going to be tough sledding right away. So, I just really like Utah in this spot. If they're the team that I think they're going to be, they should absolutely punish UCLA.
100%.
Well, take me home, tuck me in peace. You know what that smells like to me, Danny? That smells like the last leg of our parlay, some Utah action.
There we go.
Minus 5.5 or some money lines. You guys can see Danny's plays right here on the side of the screen. Ohio State to kick us off, and then Tennessee in the first 2 games of the slate with the spread on the Volunteers, and then what he just
that's 13.5, by the way, for the Tennessee one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I think 13.
Definitely.
You don't want do not take the 15.
Right.
Do not take the 15. It's still 13.5. It's still 13.5.
It is 13.5. We talked about it earlier. And then Utah. As you said, that's your favorite, right? The Utah play?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. That smells like a parlay piece that's going to get thrown in there as well. All right, Shags, give us the rest of your college football plays, and then I'll talk about some WNBA with the Lady Ballers on the hardwood today.
Yes, sir. Going down to Kyle Field. Actually, Texas A&M, the Aggies hosting the UTSA Road Runners. Jeff Traylor leading the Road Runners into Kyle Field, and they're returning a lot of production. Last year was quote unquote a down year for the Road Runners, but it still included a Myrtle Beach Bowl win. They return Owen McCown, they return Robert Henry at running back, they return Willie McCoy, Devin McCune, David Amador at pass catchers. They got a lot of people. The Roadrunners do, but they don't really show up in big games against big opponents. They put up 32 points per game last year, but that number dropped down to 25 away from home. And against the number 2 Texas Longhorns in week 3 last year, they put up a measly 7 points is all they did. So going up against Texas A&M, who we know is going to be one of the better defenses in the country because of Mike Elko. Mike Elko still in charge, defensive-minded. Texas A&M, they're going to be rock solid on the defensive side of things. Offensively, though, I think Texas A&M is going to be very, very exciting this year. You got Marcel Reed back at QB, dual threat guy. You return Le'Veon Moss, and you bring in a couple of great pass catchers. You got Mario Craver coming in from Mississippi State, had 17 catches for 368 yards at Mississippi State last season, number 4 on the team, as well as Casey Concepcion coming from NC State, who was electric in 2023, kind of a down year last year, but still a prolific playmaker, pass catcher out there for Marcel Reed. So dual threat quarterback returning to his system with a veteran running back who's rock solid with some new pass catchers. Texas A&M is going to put up some points on the board this year, especially tonight. Minus 22.5. I got them covering this. I don't see UTSA showing up. I get that they have returned plenty of offensive production, but when the lights are bright, Owen McCown can't show up, can't throw the ball. Marcel Reed certainly can. He's got help from his skill players around him, a returning offensive line, and again, just a studly defense down in College Station. So Mike Elko also loves running up the score. In week 1, past 4 years, 41-10 victory over Kent State, 31-zip over Sam Houston, 52-10 over New Mexico, and then 52-10 over McNeese last year. Yes, I am excluding their loss to Notre Dame against bad opponent, against as a big, big favorite at home. Mike Elko is going to run up the score at Kyle Field. So Texas A&M covering the 22.5 tonight. That's what we got. I'm also on Memphis. I liked this big number as well. Memphis, just a lot of new pieces there, but they are returning, or they have experience. The youngest starter on either side of the ball is like a 4th-year junior, I believe. So I get you've got new puzzle pieces coming in, but I think Memphis is going to be slept on a little bit in that American Conference. I think they covered the 4 touchdowns today against I honestly forgot who they're playing, but they're just gonna run it up against them, whoever it was.
Don't matter.
It don't matter who they're playing.
I'm looking now. Who are they playing?
That's how much they don't matter.
Chattanooga. They're playing Chattanooga, and I love the Mocs, ladies and gentlemen. I love backing the Mocs on the basketball court and not on the gridiron. Memphis gonna run it up on them today.
Let's go. All right. A lot of college football today. These guys are just giving you guys plays across the entire slate, some of the big matchups we talked about as well. You can also go read more analysis at bettingnews.com. Colby Marcio's dived into some plays there too. So go check it out. Get involved with all the analysis. Have some fun today in week 1. We'll cook a parlay at the end of the show with a couple of these plays mentioned as well. Let's close it out, though. We're going to talk about there is WNBA today. We're going to the WNBA slate. We're getting to the point of the season, boys, where there's about 6 to 7 games left for a lot of these teams before the playoffs begin. And it is just chocker block. We talked about it every single time pretty much at this point because a lot of these teams have so much left to play for. I've got 3 props for you guys today. I'm going to roll it off pretty quickly. Some of these I bet pretty consistently over the last couple weeks of the season. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Danny, it's similar to betting in the NBA. Sometimes if you find a play and someone's on a little bit of a heater, you just kind of keep riding the wagon, right? A couple of these, Shaggy will recognize a few of these names. But the first one I have is Veronica Burton, over 23.5 PRA. You can find some 24.5s for almost plus money if you would like to. So I'm rolling with Veronica Burton here as the Golden State Valkyries are taking on the Washington Mystics. The Mystics are one of those teams that are at the very bottom. They're on the edge of getting into the playoff contention, so they need to win pretty much every single game left in the season. They need some help to kind of get into the last spot. So they're going to come out rip-roaring, ready to go. The Valkyries, on the other hand, are looking to keep their spot as a expansion team to make the playoffs this season. They are in the playoffs right now. And if they win their next 2 or 3 games as they close out this portion of the season, that they will make the playoffs. Veronica Burton is leading the line for this team. She's hit this line in 2 of her last 3 games. But the reason I like this, boys, is they've played the Mystics 3 times this season. In every single game, Veronica Burton has gone absolutely nuclear. 30 points in her last game against the Mystics on the 13th of August earlier this month, 7 boards and 7 assists in that game. She flirted with triple doubles in the 2 previous games against this team, 10, 7, and 10 in the game before that, and then 22, 9, and 5 in the game at the beginning of the season. I really like her game. I've followed her this entire season for the Valkyries as well. And then when oh my God, I forgot her name. When not Tiffany Hayes, but Thornton. When Kayla Thornton went out. That's okay. Yeah, you guys are good. When Kayla Thornton went out with an injury, she had to take even more of a responsibility of scoring the basketball. Vanda Licini is now on the shelf with a calf injury as well, who is helping them score. So Veronica Burton's having to score even more. So at home, looking to back the ball handler for the Valkyries, give me the 23.5 PRA. You could sprinkle the double-double at plus 600 if you're feeling frisky. She did have a double-double against them earlier this year with 10 assists, 9 rebounds in the game in the matchup prior, and 30 points, like I said, in the first game against this team too. So really like this matchup. I like the game. I think I also kind of like the Valkyries, but I don't want to touch the 5.5. I think the 5.5 is an appropriate spread number, so I'm going to stick. I'm not going to touch the spread in that game. So keeping it moving, let's go to the next one. These ladies just played. You probably saw a video on the timeline of Skylar Diggins doing a little bit of like a dance and then a dub and then doing the electric slide. I'm sure that popped up on the timeline, but I'm rolling with Skylar here in this matchup with the Chicago Sky. The Chicago Sky are one of the worst teams in the entire WNBA on the defensive side of the ball. The Seattle Storm are back at home here. Seattle Storm were falling off a cliff, man. They lost 8 of their last 10 games going into their last 5. However, they've won 4 of their last 5. They've kind of gotten back into contention. It looks like that they're most likely going to make the playoffs, and that's for good reason. This team is very good. They have really good depth. They have nice experience across the starting lineup especially, and that starts with Skylar Diggins. I don't really understand why this line is 13.5. Skylar Diggins has absolutely cooked this team in lots of different ways and in lots of different areas. The PA looks nice to me too, but I'm just going to roll with the points. She had 24 and 21 in both matchups against them this season. And as I mentioned, the Sky are one of the worst defensive teams in the entire WNBA. If you want to ladder this up to 15 plus for plus money, go for it. If you want to take it all the way to 20 for a nice sprinkle, what is the 20 plus? I haven't quite gotten there yet. Plus 400 if you're feeling so frisky. And she's also coming off a game in her last game and a huge win for the Storm against the Lynx in Minnesota. She had 23 points in that game as well. So I like Skylar to keep it rolling. Give me the 13.5 points, and I'm probably going to end up laddering this, probably sprinkling on that 20 plus, like I just said. Last play on the slate today for me, probably the game of the night, the last game, the take me home, tuck me in piece. We're going out to the desert. The Phoenix Mercury taking on the New York Liberty. Both of these teams are going to be in the playoffs regardless of what happens for the last 5 or 6 games of the season and are looking to compete for a championship. The Liberty have been falling off a little bit the back half of the season just through injuries. A lot of this lineup right now is completely GTD. So there's a lot of things that could change about this line going into later tonight. But I'm actually going to roll with the other side of things. I'm taking Alyssa Thomas over 34.5 PRA. This is just a set it and forget it line for me right now. Sprinkle the triple double. She has been flirting with or getting triple doubles. Here you go, guys. This season, she has 7 triple doubles, which is the most in WNBA history. She has been awesome for this team. The triple double right now is plus 240 if you would like to take a stab at that. But I'm going with the PRA. You can take the RA if you would like at 19.5. But she does actually have really good scoring success against the Liberty. 20 points, 17 and 18 in the 3 matchups against the Liberty this season. But she smacked this PRA. She has flirted with triple doubles. She actually hasn't had a triple double against the Liberty this year. But last game, 20, 13, and 8 against the Liberty in New York. Last game at home for the Mercury, 17, 9, and 15. And then the game before that in New York as well, 18, 15, and 7. So she's going to have the ball in her hands a bunch. The Mercury, if they win this game, they're starting to flirt with getting into that top 3, top 4 conversation, whereas they're sitting 4th right now in the standings. But Liberty need to win this game too. Like I said, it's 1.5 point spread for a reason. A lot of the Liberty players, Sabrina Ionescu, Natasha Cloud, and John Cole Jones are all game time decisions. So there could be some movement here in this one between now and when this game tips off later tonight at 9 o'clock Central. But I'm just going to go with the tried and true. Give me Alyssa Thomas over 34.5 PRA. So there's some props for you guys. I'll have a few more things posted on the timeline as a lot of these games are later. All of these games are later tonight. They all start at 7 Eastern. It's got some time here. I'm sure Inzy's going to have some scribbles for you guys at bettingnews.com for some sides if you look for some action in some of these other games. But there's the moves in the WNBA. Haven't looked at Breonna Stewart Padge. She scares me, man, coming back from injury. So haven't really dabbled on that. I'll have a gander at that and maybe post something in association to that later today. But if you like it, rock and roll with it, my man. You know the dub. Good stuff, boys. Any questions on the WNBA? You're like, no, I'm good.
You sold me. Sold me.
Yeah,
I'm tailing.
sure.
I'm locking them all in.
Yes, sir.
Which one's your favorite, Shags, if you had to choose one?
Diggins.
Sky?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you feel the same way, Danny, or did one tickle your plums a little differently?
No, yeah, I was going to say Diggins as well. I like it. I followed you last time we were on air together. Worked out well. So going to keep riding the ship, baby.
There we go.
And I'm going to say this too, and this is probably the kiss of death, but I did sweep the board yesterday. So, just saying.
All right, I take back everything I said. No.
Reverse sweep incoming. It happens. All right, so let's go with she can be Ghost. We'll see what happens. All right, let's cook the parlay and then let's get out of here. We'll start with Diggins, I guess, since you guys both like it. So Sky, have a good game. Now let's swing back. Danny, this is your chance. Quick sell job here. Any baseball you want to throw for the kids?
Yeah, I know. I was just started looking into it. So again, I haven't bet anything in baseball, full disclosure. The game that I was pretty tempted in here was back in the Red Sox. I mean, May's a very sketchy pitcher on that side. Now I have to remember who was pitching on the opposing side. I'll look it up really quick because I did not like who it was there really quick as I stall. Oh, yeah, going against Oviedo with the Pirates. Only a few starts, but the underlying numbers are not looking very promising. The Red Sox certainly in a heated division and playoff race right now. If you don't want to trust May and the Red Sox fully, maybe look at a team total, but I do think Boston's got a pretty decent edge. So out of the slate of games that are pretty horrific today in terms of the pitching matchups, at least, the Red Sox, offensively speaking, I think are due for a pretty good outing.
Okay. So if you're feeling like you want to dabble on some baseball, get after it. But there's so much college football today. Like, you don't have to force it, right? Unless you're just really following something. I really like this from Krusty Krab. I did look at this Kiki Iriafen for a double-double. You could take her boards too as a straight bet. I was actually thinking about taking that as well. So I like that play, Krusty. Sounds like you got it locked in already. All right, guys. So Diggins first leg to get us rocking and rolling over 13.5 points. I think we stick. Let's not touch the Texas or the Tennessee game just because those are literally we're not gonna have a chance to get that out before we get started. Danny, I like your Utah play. I'm down with that. If we want to, I'm down to throw that in. Do you guys want to just roll with the money line, or do we want to lay the 5.5 for the parlay?
Up to you guys.
We could probably just lay the 5.5.
You kind of sold me, man. It sounds like they're going to win by more than a touchdown. And I can get.
I don't have faith in you in UCLA, Nico.
All right, so 5.5. Let's not be soft. Let's take the 5.5 for Utah. Shags, what's your favorite today?
It's my favorite of my 18 plays today.
This is the hard part. You're gonna pick the one. You're gonna go like 13-5, and we're gonna throw one of those 5 losers in here.
I would say I really like Texas A&M. To be honest, I think they blow UTSA out of the water.
All right, A&M. Where's that game? What time does that one start? 3?
6 Central.
Oh, okay, nighttime.
6 Central. Is it still 22.5 or 23.5?
Let me see here. Where's Texas A&M?
Because if it's more than 23.5, I would say no.
I'm not seeing that game. No, that's Texas Tech. Do you like Texas A&M, Danny? Did you look at that game?
I didn't go too deep into that one, but Shaggy sold me enough already on it, so that works for me, baby.
It's still 22.5 on the blue book.
Yep.
I'm
seeing it. It's actually 8 Central too. It's a little later.
What?
All right. Yeah. 8 Central.
Oh, that's that. It's that bet tracking app that everybody loves and lives by that doesn't understand basic math or clocks.
or clocks. Yeah,
right.
One of those things. All right. So I've got Diggins 13.5 points, Utah minus 5.5, and Texas A&M minus 22.5. That's plus 549. I feel like we should make it a 4-legger because there's so much action today to get it up to the plus 1,000 just to feel frisky.
Okay.
If we had to choose one more, we don't have to do WNBA. We can stick with college football. If we had to choose one more CFB play,
what were we at right now again? Sorry.
We're at Skylar Diggins 13.5 points.
Yeah. So what are the odds for that though? I was just kind of thinking
plus 549.
Oh, 5-4. Okay, never mind. I thought we were a little bit closer. I was gonna just say something like Tennessee money line, but obviously that's not gonna get us there.
Yeah.
So.
That also starts in like 15
That's just
minutes.
3 legs though, right? That we got.
Yes, 3 legs.
Just 3 legs.
What about one of your props, Shaggy? I mean, we could obviously even knock that down a little bit with one of the rushing props, and you're still getting a little bit of value there.
Yeah. Bishop starts in 25 minutes. That's the only thing, is he's early, and then some people can't bet the college props with us.
Do we want to get frisky and tail Colby with the Tigers? I know, Danny, you weren't as sold on the Tigers, or I guess he kind of convinced you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's passionate about it, and if he's the leg that loses, we can always just blame him. So
I like that. I like that. There, it's going in there for that reason only.
I can get down with that always. Okay, hang on. Where is it at? Where's that game? That was like one of the last games of the night.
Yeah, that's a later one. 7:30. 6:30, I guess. 6:30.
Yeah, here it is. 6:30 Central. Yeah. So we taking LSU plus 4.5 then?
Yep, that'll do.
Right. Plus 11-19. There you go.
There it is.
Skylar Diggins 13.5 points. Utah minus 5.5. Texas A&M minus 22.5, and then LSU to cover plus 4.5. So just be decent, Tigers. Plus 11-19. There you go, chat. We will post that. That's your Betspresso for today. If you'd like to tail, we'll post it on the timeline on Twitter if you want to give us a follow at Your Betting News if you haven't already. Guys, yesterday, I was like, when you're like a little feeling like the energy inside of yourself, and it's like, oh, yeah, football's back. We're back, baby. We are so back. All right. Betspresso 4 get posted on the timeline. These guys are giving you all the moves all across the slate for college football. Gave you some plays in the WNBA. Danny gave you a little moment of MLB, just a moment. We need just a dust. That's all you needed, exactly. But the vibes are high. Thanks for stopping by for the last 2 hours of content. Hope you guys enjoyed our first episode of the soccer show, 90 Minutes to Glory, and this has been your Betspresso in the morning time. We go live every single Saturday, so if this is your first time tuning in, come back and hang out with us next Saturday. But we'll be live tomorrow. We'll be breaking down. It's our first episode this season of the Gridiron Gang. We'll be talking all about all the divisions in the NFL. We have a huge announcement as well coming early in the week, as Mr. Danny Burke's going to be hosting a new NFL football show with us starting next week as well. Lots of content. Love the vibes. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Go follow Mr. Nate Horning at Shaggy_Bets. Go follow Danny Burke at DannyBurke5. Go follow myself at Sweatpan Jesus. Go follow all of us at Your Betting News and get involved with all of our content at bettingnews.com. Boys, anything else before we dip?
Tottenham, figure it out, please. You have 20 minutes.
Respectfully, fuck Spurs. They ain't doing shit.
They're not doing anything. They're getting dominated.
That's okay.
7-8 people.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you, Danny.
Can't wait.
Thanks for absolutely, man. Absolutely. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Like I said, same time right here for Gridiron Gang. We're breaking down the NFL, getting you guys ready for week 1 as that is kicking off. Basically next week right now, boys, you'll be getting ready for your fantasy lineups. We'll be setting everything ready to go. We have our fantasy draft right here at Betting News next Wednesday. So the vibes are high. Have a fantastic Saturday out there. You guys came for the winners and you stayed for the vibes. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy college football. It's back.
Yes,
we'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy, Chad. Have a good one. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Riding in the deep. Down in the deep. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. Rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling. What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit. What you know about